Joining us now is Anna Campbell. Welcome to the show, Anna. How are you?
Very well. Thank you so much for having me.
So you recently had some exciting news happen in your career. You are the first at what?
I am the first to have a feature film premiere on Veeps. We're so excited to be able to bring this film to the world in a time when it's even more exciting than ever to try to figure out how to get projects into the hands of the people who deserve to see them.
Well, I was very excited for you. We met through a mutual friend. We went through a friend named Michelle, who I met at Tribeca, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, you've got to talk to my friend Anna." I just called you immediately, and we had this great conversation. So tell us about this project. What made you decide to do it? What was involved? Who starred in it?
100%. So I feel like the reason we actually connected was because when women know the right person to be around, like then all of the wonderful things happen in the entire world, right? And that's sort of exactly what my film is about too. So I wrote, directed, starred, and produced in this film because I have major problems with trying to get it all done. This is a film about my journey through motherhood and finding my selfhood again. It's a musical film that uses music videos to explain the flights of fancy that happen when we need to relocate ourselves back in our day-to-day lives. And I think that as women, it's such an important time to be having a good discussion about where we fit into the circumstances surrounding all of the things that we're responsible for. So this film started a couple of years ago. We filmed at the end of the pandemic, and now here we are out there in the world, getting to moms and dreamers and audiences everywhere.
It's pretty exciting. And one of the reasons that network chose you is because of the musical component, correct? So, let's
Yes.
talk about your music, the fact that you are also musically inclined.
Yes, so I'm a recovering musical theater geek for sure, and I've always loved when music has a major component in storytelling. But the actual format of musical theater had sort of drifted away from working for me really effectively. And when I came up with this idea, the film is about a mother who leaves her career as a singer-songwriter behind to move back to suburbia and focus on her raising her child. But her dreams don't really give up on her. So when something big and emotional happens, it turns into a song in her head and a music video on the screen. And I had the most amazing time getting to record my first entire album with songs written by my amazing friend Noah Harmon, who's a lifelong musician instead of just a dabbler like myself. But incredible to be able to use a part of myself that I lost touch with. This connection to music, I think, is something that's very human, and it was wonderful to be able to use that in the grander sense of a film as well.
And it just debuted on Veeps, correct? Like it's just new. It's just fresh.
Yes, we
Okay.
debuted, let's see, I guess it's about 2.5 weeks ago now, and we'll be on the platform with all of this amazing additional content through the 23rd, and then we'll just be a standard rental after that, which is fantastic. But yeah, the idea that we could get a truly independent film into audiences' hands is such a unique thing, and to find a platform that's also as artist forward as Veeps is has just been an incredible gift.
What was your first project that you ever remember feeling like, wow, I've been bitten. I'm on the stage. This is my life.
Oh my gosh. When I was 8 years old, I declared that I wanted to be an actress or an artist or an author, and that was pretty much it. I remember in middle school, I didn't get into the play in sixth grade, and then in seventh
Oh,
grade, I had one of the leads. Eighth grade, I had one of the leads, and then from that point on, it was just my entire world and my entire focus. I remember my high school drama teacher used to say, "It's not just that you," and this I think has carried with me a lot. It's not just that you have some talent, but you're also a really hard worker. And I think that's
mm,
something we so often forget in the art world, that you can, if you put more effort into it, if you put in those 10,000 hours, if you figure out all the things that make you better, at the things that you need to improve upon. So for me, it's been one of my favorite things about being an artist is that it's a lifelong learning opportunity too, right? I learn about new people all the time. I learn about what makes somebody else tick. I get to tell a story that's related to me, but also not specifically only for me, and connect with people as a result of it. So
I like that. I like what you shared.
yeah.
I do believe it is such an interesting journey. And I also believe that sometimes taking action, oftentimes people have great ideas or great dreams and they just don't actually take that one little extra step, right? Put it into
Yes.
action. right? Because nothing's impossible without that doing part. I mean, you can have a vision board, you can have as many things up on your board as you want, right? But unless you're actually
Yes.
taking a step towards that happening, nothing's happening. So,
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And I also think that, though, this is exactly what this film is sort of about, is life can get in the way. Our dreams become secondary to our own need as as a person. Right, we have all of these life obligations that can come in and step in. But I guess for me, being able to return to my dreams after motherhood was such an important thing. I wanted to be able to make sure that my children saw me continuing to pursue my dreams so that they knew that they should always be pursuing theirs. And so I think that it's never too late, and it's never too late to start, and you should always try are all huge, important parts of that exact. But I completely agree, right? We have to actually take the action, as you've done too, having this amazing show, right?
yeah, I will tell you the other day, I was doing something. There was a conference here called the Reimagine Conference, and it was wonderful. There were like 350 people there. This woman, Mimi, and Jackie, they're teammates, and they put together this phenomenal luncheon. But it happened to be that my youngest, who's now at the University of Michigan, was taking a person that he's been dating. Zoe goes to Friends, and it was her prom. And so, and then the next day he was going to Iceland. So what I did is I said, okay, guys, I'll be here to help run the AV for this event. But at lunchtime, I'm scooting out to help Matthew put his tux on, and then I'll be back in time for like, it's just, I'm still at the end of the day, I'm still a mom, and I still don't want to miss those
Yes.
important things in their lives. So I juggle. I think my professional name should just be Donna Drake Juggler, because I'm constantly juggling.
Yes.
But I love it, and I live an extraordinary
Yes.
life. And every day I wake up and I just have this attitude of gratitude. And I knew on the phone you and I would get along because I could tell you're the same way. Because I was filming all day yesterday, and you're like, I can't make that tape day. I said, okay, well, I could do a Zoom call with you kind of the next day. We made it happen because you got to spend a quality day with your family yesterday. Right?
Yes. And that's exactly it. I don't ever want to, I made a film about the difficulties of motherhood and selfhood, but I'm not knocking it. Being a mom was always going to be an important part of my life. I always wanted to have that experience. And I completely understand the women who don't, that there's no judgment there for me. But since I've dedicated myself to this, I want to make sure that I'm doing it also to my fullest possibility and extent. And that's why I try to find a really good balance between the professional side of me, the artist side of me, the dreamer side of me, and the completely present side of me. And if anything, I think that motherhood has informed my ability to be truly present and truly in the moment, and therefore a better artist more than anything, because if kids do anything, they just show up right where they are, right? And that's something that we sort of train ourselves out of as adults a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
So,
They're always like really present. They're like very like,
yeah,
okay, I want to do it and I want to do it now.
right now, please. I need a snack.
Right now.
So true. Right now.
But I'm happy for you. It's nice to be the first at something. You're very accomplished. You always have been doing many different things. But I was excited for you to hear about this particular project. And people can subscribe to Veeps now, right? And watch it there.
Yes, you can also buy a single ticket. You can also buy a
tell
single
us about
ticket
that,
just
because
for
that's
this
also
event.
really a cool feature, right?
Yeah, we have a really unique world right now where we're expected to sort of subscribe, and therefore, if you subscribe to all the things, you get everything. And I don't think that that's necessarily what people want, right? Sometimes you want to try one thing at a time. And the cool thing with Veeps is they have amazing content primarily focused on music and live concerts. But if you want to buy a ticket to a single event, you can do that too. And I think it's really awesome. So Veeps has been an amazing opportunity to be able to go just one at a time and do all of that as well after my festival run and being in theaters. That's where you get to be widespreads.
And what is the website that you would like people to go to, Anna, in terms of not Veeps,
Yes.
but in terms of you or this particular project?
This particular project is norathemovie.com, and that can link you through to Veeps, and it'll get you through to wherever we end up after that. And I'm at blondedogproductions.com, has a little bit of everything. And you know me, I've been an actor, I've been a producer, I've been a director. I coach actors. I love being able to have my fingers in all of the different parts of my industry and work within all of it. So mostly this is the best part for me, getting to connect with new people and make new relationships and find a place in the world where we can share stories about accomplishing things and about being our best version of ourselves. And I think that's why you and I like each other so much.
Instant. And we just instant from the second Michelle Dammers gave me your information. I was on the phone, and then I was almost running out of gas that day. I mean, let's keep it real, right? I was in Brooklyn somewhere. I had already crossed over from the city to go back to the island, and I realized I could only go 3 miles, and that wasn't going to work for me. So I had to go back into the city. I had to get gas. Meanwhile, though, we had such a pleasant conversation that it kept me calm. He really had a nice calming effect on me, because I was I'm going to run out of gas, Hannah. It's nice to speak with somebody in our industry that, just kind of gets it, and you totally get it. So my best to you. Please, as you're, doing things in your career, we'd love to have you back on and on and on again. We would love to check in with you. But thank you so much.
It's such a wonderful thing to be able to be loved up on by the people who you really want to see the project. So can't wait for the next one. We'll be doing it again soon. Thank you.
Yeah. Go Nora, the movie. Go Nora. Okay. Bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Down on the farm, our next guest is going to be talking about a mill. I am very excited about our next guest. I'm excited about all our guests, but our next guest in particular, it's the very first time in 18,000 guests I've ever talked to a miller. With us now is Greg, and we're talking about a mill. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Great. It's good to be here.
We got a chance to visit on the phone. I believe I was at the St. Louis Zoo with my family, and I was walking around the zoo, and we were talking on the phone, and I'm amazed at your journey. You were someone that just, started out in agriculture, and then you went to, I want to say aviary, birds, learning about birds, and then you became a miller because you got to mentor under who? Who was someone that taught you about milling?
A near and dear friend, Mr. Jack Brock, which has since passed, but in that process of mentoring, I didn't know I was learning anything. It was just being able to hang out with a friend, and over time, people made me realize that I guess mills aren't coming back into vogue. So it was just something that I had, and as I progressed through agriculture, I had an opportunity to kind of realize I was holding some things that most people don't know.
Yes. And also it's about the flavor, right? It says the goodness inside. So what is it that you're producing? What's happening at this mill? And it's actually called Marsh Hen Mill.
Yeah, so we're hidden down on one of the little sea islands, and pretty blessed that over time, a lot of James Beard winners and Michelin 3-star restaurants began to pick up our product, and they're really the ones spreading the message. But what we're doing is, with the flavors, we are trying to hold so many flavors that have gone by the wayside. Carolina Gold, which is sitting in a bag in our ugly duckling bag on purpose, the brown, because it was 1685, and it's one of the most aromatic, most beautiful things you can smell out. It smells like a bowl of popcorn if you're standing in the field right before harvest. So my goal is to create the flavors again for people, but also restore kind of the part of agriculture that's missing.
Beautiful. Being in low country, right? What is low country known for?
I'm from the upstate, kind of the foothills mountains, and I married a little girl right after college, and I remember going over the first little humpback bridge and smelling the marsh, and she rolled down the window and she said, "Do you smell that?" And I was like, "It's the most disgusting, terrible smell, but it's home. It's home. It's that marsh and that salt water encompasses so much, and the growing season and the people that are there share so many treasures that we're trying to maintain. It's quite a different way of life on the coast than most people are used to."
You have a shop, right, that is a destination in itself.
Yeah,
right? So who do you see come through there? Tourists and all types of people, right?
Yeah, it's funny. It was started just when we were, the family started in commercial tomatoes, and it was just to get rid of the red tomatoes, because you can't sell when you're shipping tomatoes, red tomatoes back in the day, and that whole industry has gone away, and that's what's really catapulted the mill to what it is people went to find us from tourists to just come out to see what we were doing.
Yeah. So tell us about these. Tell us about the different, it's grains. Would you call it grains?
Yeah, it's all heirloom grains. there's a lot of products. You know, my history is grits, cornmeal, meaning in the corn family. They're flint corns. They're not typical, like people think of corns like sweet corn. Sweet corn was really only invented in the 1950s. I'm playing in the early to late 1800s. So it's keeping seed. We have seed in vaults, and we're trying to maintain for the U.S. a lot of things that are going away. So in that rotation, just a quick explanation is like rice doesn't like nitrogen well, and corn does. So we have to rotate through the crops different to help the soil type. It's a biodynamic kind of way of farming that each crop helps next. Rye generates nitrogen, peas generate nitrogen. So a lot of what we grow, we don't even actually harvest. We put back in the ground to help the ground. So, and then put a totally different spin that maybe you're not thinking about when you say, you know, we're 6 feet above flood. We get hurricane after hurricane and ruins these crops. So, you know, I've had to extend this to so many farmers to help as we've grown to make sure we can make these crops.
Speaking of that, how were you impacted, or how were the farms impacted by the storms that came through?
Oh, I mean, I'll put it to you like this. My father-in-law, when he was alive, told me this. He said, son, I said, I'm ready to start farming basically on my own instead of under you. And he said, well, get ready to get on your knees and thank God for a total loss. And I said, sir, I'm not ready. He said, well, then you're not ready to farm, because he had a hailstorm knock out all his tomatoes in less than 10 minutes. For me, I had 3 hurricanes back to back 3 years where it knocked out 60, 80%. I thought I'd move it inland the next year with a farmer, and they had a tornado that took out the crop. So, you know, we lose things all the time, but we're very blessed with what we have. So we try to spread out, get enough in rotation, but also different farmers multiplying it so we can make sure that we don't lose. There is nowhere to buy the seed I work with. We generate the seed and we work through, and these are open pollinated. So what we do wouldn't work in the West where there's a lot of competition. So there's a lot of benefits to the islands we could talk forever on.
And if you want the taste of this, you got to get it here.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
and
it's about the flavor. Like you said, a lot of Michelin chefs and other people, you know, cooks.
Yeah, it's a we can't tell the story. We're busy in the fields, we're busy doing things, and they're the ones spreading the word, and they're the ones coming up with thoughts and ideas I would never even use these products for.
Yeah, right?
Right.
It's actually fascinating. Also, you have a psalm on it, right?
Yeah.
And what is the meaning behind that?
Well, Psalm 91:4 for me personally is we're under the wing and protection of God. So, you know, I studied birds, so it's a lot there of my upbringing, but we've gone through so many storms as a business, and I've lost so much, not just to physical storms, but we went through a name change when people felt we were doing things not right, and we wanted to honor every single person. These crops that we grow, there is so many terrible stories wrapped up as much as good stories of how people worked the crop, and we're trying to make sure that we can tell the whole story and be part of the narrative, that we can make the changes, but it's preserving, holding hands with anybody before that went through this process to understand why the flavors are there and make sure we can keep them alive for future generations.
You're honoring it.
We're trying it the best
Yeah.
we can. I mean, it's a day in, day out process, and it's so exciting to meet people that can help us understand the initiative. I mean, it has to be flavor for you to enjoy, but it has to have, the stories are amazing to hear what people have been through, and we want to help in it.
Congratulations. I appreciate you so much for coming up here. You know, I'm hoping I'm going to come down to you, right? What's the one piece of, I guess, advice that you'd want someone to know about the fact that you're like dedicated to the process of this?
Well, I think as any farmer or anybody in that industry, what the downside is, you know, I might have a touch of ADD or OCD. I don't stop, but I don't think that's far from the idea of what farming is that it's not a job, it's our life. And just anybody can take the time to thank in their local community a farmer and understand what we have to do and why we stay up at night, you know, and what we're trying to do. So I just appreciate the opportunity, and we can't spread this word and the idea by ourselves. So just wanted to say thank you for letting us have a chance to, you know, get the product out.
You're welcome. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, but all of my ancestors on my mom's side were all from Illinois, and they were all farmers, and, you know, it matters to me, like the heartland, right? I'm from the heartland. So thank you very, very much, and blessings from our family to your family and to all the people that get to enjoy the products. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And they have like recipes. Like, so if you don't know how to use something, you want to try something, it's easy to research.
They're trying
So-
to make us modern. We're putting QR codes on the bag so you can go to recipes and get suggestions. And we ask even customers their best ideas so we can also see what's out there, and chefs.
I'm in the mood for some cornbread right now.
Me
Yes?
too.
Me too. Give me some good cornbread. Thank you so much for watching. Please go to their website. You can order items online. I really think that you're going to be happy about this purchase. Be well. Music is the international language of love. Stay tuned. Joining us now is Noah Issa, and he is an entertainer. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Donna. I'm good.
Good. I wasn't sure exactly whether to say musician, songwriter, entertainer. What do you
Yeah.
reference yourself as?
It's all in one, I guess. I'm producer, artist, songwriter, and I make other stuff now too.
Lovely.
But yeah, music.
At what age did you start this journey?
I was 12 or 11, and I started making beats like electronically, and that's kind of where it all started, you know?
Okay. Did you originally like perform for like your family and your siblings, or like friends
Not really.
at
I
school?
wasn't really like.
Or
No, I wasn't really like the kid getting up in front of the living room and like singing for my whole family.
Did it quietly?
It was kind of more of a private thing at first that eventually, I shared at some point. Yeah.
Got it. People didn't used to like just create beats, right? But I know I have some friends now, and that's what they do, and it's really popular.
Yeah, even growing up listening to music, I would listen to like hip hop and stuff like that, and I was like, this doesn't sound like a live band. So I was like, how do they do it? And then like I went to my friend or my older brother's friend's house one day, and he was making beats, and then I just saw they had this software, and that's where I got it. So I just went home and downloaded that and
Got it.
started doing it.
And
Yeah.
now, are you like sampling things? Like,
I don't
how does
really
that
sample
work?
other music often and put it in my own music, so I'm
Okay.
normally composing the melodies and stuff and just putting it all together.
All
from scratch.
electronically, but you
No,
also
I mean,
play guitar.
I play guitar, I play keys, but it's compiled through like a soft, like on my computer. It's like where it happens.
Perfect. How much time do you spend between the time that you're like importing some music and the time that you feel confident enough that it's a product, like it's a something?
I'm always trying to narrow that gap, but it's tricky. Sometimes by the time it's out, I've heard it a million times. You know how that kind of stuff goes.
Yes.
So it depends. It can take a long time. Sometimes it's very quick, but usually there is like the initial idea comes very fast, and then there's like a period of trying to
Make it happen.
put it into a form that makes sense.
So reggae is like a certain type of beat, right? But your music expands multitudes of different sounds.
Yeah,
Correct?
correct.
Okay, so where are some of your influences?
There's elements of reggae obviously in everything I do, but it's like blended with dancehall, which is more upbeat, which you obviously know, and then there's like elements of hip hop and electronic music that I also blend in. So there's influences like Jamaican artists, Bob Marley, Damian Marley, Vybz Kartel, Sean Paul, Wayne Marshall, Bounty Killer, Elephant Man, Beanie Man. Like all of those would be my influences as like vocalists and lyricists. And then, yeah, like I said, I'm combining that with just my own production style. So it's kind of using the vocal delivery, but putting it over different kind of beats that you wouldn't normally hear, I guess. So
When you first started acquiring equipment and things, right? What are some of your favorite tools that like you were so excited to have? Like, I got the greatest microphone, and I got the so when I just interview just a regular musician, right? They might say, "Oh, I love my Les Paul, I love my Gibson, I love my Takamine, I love my this, I love my that," right?
Yeah.
So, but for you, when you're working in that world,
yeah, it's not as cool in the digital world, I guess. But
no, it's still cool. But,
I
do you
grew
work
up
with
in
your
the digital
Mac?
era, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I didn't have like pieces of outboard gear to like record myself. Like early on, maybe I did, but
Okay.
But definitely, I'm always excited about music hardware, like guitars, especially, or like any kind of processors for guitars, like pedals and stuff like that. I'm into, and that's the kind of stuff that digitally you can still recreate it, but there's a certain vibe you get from using those kind of things, and it's interesting to find rare pieces and stuff. So I'm into that, but I grew up in the digital era, so everything was kind of available at your fingertips.
For you.
And if you don't have the budget to like buy a bunch of stuff, it's an easy way to get your ideas out. So
Perfect. So are there certain softwares that actually have like patches or certain like things or elements that you have to collect in order to make it sound like the way that you want it to sound?
Yeah, I use
Okay.
a software called Ableton Live, and kind of over time just building my own way of doing things through that, and then it kind of shows up in the music as like, you know, a style. But yeah, there's tons of different digital ways, especially now it's always evolving to be able to get your ideas out. So I still like to sometimes use more traditional, like just sit at a piano or play guitar, and that's where the idea will start, and then bring it
Goes
over
in.
to the computer, yeah.
Because you also do live gigs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it might be you playing guitar, but you're also bringing in the
Yeah.
music from like a Mac or something like that, and like
Yeah,
you know,
like a controller,
or,
like a MIDI controller where you're triggering different parts of the music and then looping stuff and that kind of thing.
amazing, amazing. How did you know that your music was resonating with people?
It took a long time. It was really a gradual thing. And there
Okay.
was like maybe certain things that spiked it, but it was really a gradual thing over time of people kind of discovering. There were certain viral moments, I guess, that kind of spiked it. Like I said, I did the song with Shaggy. I don't know if you saw how that came together.
Yes. Well,
And
tell us
then-
about that. Tell the audience about that.
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
challenge. He did like a open verse challenge. So it's like he'll put his song and say whoever can drop the best verse on my song will then be, you know, featured on the song. And I did an entry for that where I just put my verse on it, and it did really well, and it led to us meeting up in the studio and doing an actual song. So.
And that
yeah.
must have felt really gratifying,
Yeah,
right?
it's great. Yeah,
It's
so
really great.
Something like that, for example, made a bunch of new people discover me. There was also the thing I did where I used a red stripe bottle and I made like a beat out of that. So that was another thing that like made people discover me.
And Jamaica loves Red Stripe, which is where you're
Yeah.
originally from, right?
Yeah.
So when I was in Jamaica, I was driving down and I'd be seeing all the Red Stripe, like, you know.
Yeah.
So they have certain brands that are like definitely Jamaica. What is the one that
they're really cool actually.
Yeah.
They ended up using the track I did for their Red Stripe campaign for their ad.
Wow.
Where, yeah, if you look online, you can see the
No,
video
I
of
didn't
me
know
making
that.
the track.
Really, that's fantastic.
yeah, no, it was really
So you
cool.
did like
Like-
a collab with them.
Yeah, I did it just on my own, and they
Right.
commented on it, and it led to just us eventually having the conversation, and they licensed the track. So
How did you feel about that?
it was great. I didn't expect it, but I was hoping they would see it, you know, obviously, and then eventually it led to us having the conversation, and it was great. So
Great. What comes first, the beat for you or the lyrics? Or is it
it's a good
depend?
question.
Yeah.
It's always different, but
Okay.
I feel like I'm always refining the approach, you know, but it's always different. Most times I'm always making beats, so like I always have something to sing over, but sometimes by the time I've made the beat, if I take too long to start doing the vocals, I might be sick of the beat or too used to it. So sometimes I'll record it and then I'll strip the beat away and just redo the whole thing. These days I'll go all the way with it. Like I don't really.
Okay.
I'm willing to scrap it all if I have a hunch and I want to do that. So like sometimes I'll do the whole track and then I'll just isolate my vocal and then I might just delete everything else and start again. And
that's your
I
process.
used to feel kind of guilty, like I need to stick to the original idea, but these days I just go all the way with what feels right, and that's kind of the vibe.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Noah Issa. Noah Issa.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here, wait, hold on. Cheers, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
There you go. Irie.
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 Everything
Irie. All right, stay tuned for more. We've been living it up with Noah Issa. Be well. Cheers to you. Your body makes collagen naturally, but sometimes you need a boost. Joining us now are a fantastic couple. It's Lennart and Jasmine, and we're going to be talking about collagen. Welcome to the show. How are you both?
Thank you.
How are
Very
you?
well. Thank you. And very excited to be here.
I'm excited that you guys are wearing white because your product line is called Arctic.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Jasmine, why is it called Arctic?
We source our raw materials from Norway, from the Arctic Ocean, and our colors represents the environment. It's crisp, it's pure, and it's natural.
So, Lennart, you worked in other, industries, right? What made you decide to start this particular company?
So I've been solving problems for other people for over 30 years, and I came up with a very unique problem for myself in taking collagens, and it didn't have the right consistency, it didn't have the right function, etc. And so I finally solved the problem for myself in coming up with this.
Lovely. So as a human, we do produce collagen, right? What is it about our bodies that make them stop producing the collagen that we need, Jasmine?
It's from the age of 25. It has been recorded that it slowly releases, the collagen releases your body. This is why much later in life you start getting, it's the lubrication for the inside and your wellness for the inside of your body. So you start getting all the different elements, you get arthritis, because the bones is dry inside. For with the collagen it's like all other vitamins that you have to take, vitamin C, the omegas. This you also have to supplement because the lubrication inside makes your life a little bit easier and more pleasant.
Okay.
We've discovered that longevity, but we want to have a better quality of life.
Understood.
So-
And so the collagen helps that.
The collagen
it's kind of
helps
like
that.
when we're driving our car, and if we don't put in the lubricants and we don't
Yes.
maintain it, right? It
Absolutely, yeah.
needs a little help.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
So-
what's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So the packaging is, like I said, beautiful, but it's also very convenient, right? Because one pack a day
Keeps
you
youth in
healthy.
play.
Yes.
Yeah, it keeps you in play, right? One
Yeah.
pack a day keeps you in play.
Yeah, so it's all about convenience.
Okay.
Right? Convenience, you can take it with you, you can take it straight from the sachet, and it's a single dose, so you don't have to worry about measuring or mixing it or anything like that. So you just, wherever you are, you can just tear it off and consume it right away.
Now, I heard it tastes pretty good, but you really do want to recommend that it's only one a day, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, one a day.
Either that or if you take too many of them, you'll start de-aging, maybe like 4.
No, it will just pass through you if
Okay.
you take
Oh, it doesn't-
too
it
many.
won't do
So you
its job.
cannot overdose on
Okay.
it.
Yes, you cannot overdose on it, yeah.
Okay.
And what is, if I may,
Sure, of
I can
course.
demonstrate.
Yes,
So
Jasmine.
I have the strawberry flavor.
Yes.
Right? And we have, nowadays, everybody's so busy with life.
Oh,
right?
indeed.
So
Oh,
what we do
indeed,
is,
yes.
it's a marine
Okay.
collagen. So we infused it with the strawberry extract and the lemon extract.
Okay.
Because we wanted to make sure it is versatile and is compatible to everybody. So we pull, I normally give it a shake.
Okay.
I pull the set, and then it's a honey consistency. So
Oh, I
it does not
see.
spill,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And
You just squeeze it in.
Yeah, yeah. Very simple. Just takes about a minute, not even a minute to consume it. So it's for the
Lovely.
busy
Really great.
executives,
Okay.
busy person that's on the road. And its unique formulation is that we have 8,000 milligrams of marine collagen that's been hydrolyzed, so it makes the particles smaller, so it goes through the membrane. It's easy absorbable, and we have infused it, as I said, with hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. And as the three ingredients together creates a synergy.
Beautiful.
Right. So it's really the bioavailability is very high because of that.
So it's not just for beauty; it's also for health.
yes.
Correct. Okay.
It's overall wellness.
And it helps many different things. So it helps your cartilage, your nails, your bones, your hair, your connective tissue, and your derma.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's all you
Overall.
really need.
All of it, yeah. So
Yes, overall.
collagen is really what your body is made up from, including water, of course. But so my primary reason for coming up with this or wanting to use collagen was my joints.
Okay.
So
You're very tall, by the
aging,
way, right?
aging. I've been very
Sometimes
active,
with height.
and I'm paying the price now.
Okay.
Right. So I had pains going up the stairs and just general activity. And as you age, you want to stay mobile. You want to have mobility. And that was one of the reasons why I came up with this. And it really helps me.
And it's not very many calories. It's 50
Not at
calories
all.
to a
Yeah.
packet.
Yeah.
8 grams of protein, which is
Okay.
amazing. That's all your body needs. With you stay hydrated, and it is definitely not we do not say that this is a weight loss product at all. However, me personally, it has benefited me with a couple of pounds.
Interesting.
Because it gives me the ability to do longer the yoga stretches, do the brisk walking a little bit longer, so it gives you that stamina.
Well, speaking of stamina, you definitely have it as a couple. It's
Thank you.
lovely to
Thank
meet
you.
both of you, Lennart and Jasmine. It's so nice. I know that you've been a couple for a long time, so it's nice when I see people come together, both in their personal life and their professional life, to create like a new product.
Thank you very much.
We have
continue
our son
success.
engaged as well. So we have
Wonderful.
twin boys and a daughter as well, and they're all part of
They're
the
all
business.
part of the team.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, continued success. I can't wait to try this because I'm someone that my audience knows. I just turned 60 this year, right? But
Congratulations.
But this is helpful because
Yes.
sometimes the same thing. Like I'll feel a little pain in my hip joints if I've gone on long drives before. So I don't have arthritis or anything like that. But everybody could use a little collagen.
Oh yeah, definitely. It will help you hydrate your skin. It will make your nails stronger and grow faster. It's one of the side effects I don't really like, but
Now you need to go get them manicured, right?
and your hair grows stronger and healthier as well. So we had about 35 people on the program taking our product for a period of 2 months. And some ladies, they reported back that who had childbirth, and they had like bald patches and they're losing hair in the shower, when they shower. And after the 2 months, after completing the program, they reported back that they have little baby hair growing back and less hair loss in the shower.
Well, if I come back with like
Yeah.
gorgeous locks next month, they will know that it's from you. Arctic Collagen. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
Happy
you for
journeys
having
to
us.
you both. From the Arctic, from our home to your home, may you try this and let me know what you think. Be well. Up next, it's the story of an artistic flair that turned into a product line. With us now is entrepreneur Gia Taylor. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So it was COVID and you couldn't go to school. And what did you decide to do?
I have always been artistic and I always did arts and crafts as a little kid. And at the time COVID hit, I was super into makeup videos and I got into making makeup. And ever since COVID, it just snowballed into from a hobby to a passion, and now it's my full-blown everything. It is my everything.
So you were a single child.
Yes.
Right? Are either of your parents entrepreneurs?
They're not.
Right.
No.
So all of a sudden you just decided to be bold, right?
Yes.
And what has their response been to helping you launch this line?
They've been nothing but supportive. They are with me full. Anything that I want to do as a little kid, I would do like lemonade stands and jewelry, every entrepreneurial street there was. And now that I'm actually having my own business as an adult, they couldn't be more happy.
You started out, was it lip gloss was your first product?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
so let's talk about that moment when you said, I want to mix this and this and this, and wait, it's lip gloss.
So I took a year to actually develop my blend and figure out what I wanted to use and what oils were beneficial and which ones felt good. And after that year, I stretched from selling just to my friends and family to actually going out to markets and seeing people in my community. And that was that aha moment, because they weren't buying it because they're my friends and family. They were buying it because they saw value in the product. And it showed me that there was room in the market for what I have to offer. And that's what really flipped the switch.
How did you use social media to help you gain followers and brand awareness?
Social media is probably the only way that people know about me outside of my main county. Really, that's how I can talk to anybody across the world. It is an extreme asset that is given to any creator. Really, it's free to post anytime, and go live is one of my favorite things to do because you're there talking to your customers real time. If they have a question, they don't need to wait for an email to get back or maybe a chat bot that doesn't answer you. It is right there. They're talking to the person who creates it, who packs their orders, and it feels so personal. Social media can get blown out of proportion, but I like to keep it very personal and answer as much as I can.
And now when you go to those booths, right? Do you still do that? Do you
I
still go to
do.
market? Okay.
Yep.
What is that like when people are coming up to you and they want to get your autograph, or they want to speak with you, or they want to engage with you and your brand?
Honestly, it still surprises me to this day. I've been doing shows for 4 years now, and every time a little kid comes up and asks to get a picture with me or to sign something, or I've had so many kids make bracelets for me or write notes. It's just
Sweet.
every single time it just surprises me, and nothing goes without notice. It's all on my wall, in my jewelry box, every single thing. it's mind-blowing.
Now, when you talk about jewelry box, did you ever have the type of jewelry box where you open it up and it has a little ballerina and it's musical?
Absolutely.
Right. That's like, I feel like every person should at least have at least one of those in their journey, no matter what. I actually had one also that like had played like Little Mermaid music and things like that. And through the years, I had one that was a piano and it opened up and it played Swan Lake.
Yes.
You know? So I can see also that it's not just the product, but it's also the packaging, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about
The packaging. As much as I have a passion for the product,
Yes.
I have the most fun with the packaging.
Okay.
Because every single thing you look at, from the plastics to the cardboard, every single item is designed by me. I don't work through any designers or anything. It's from start to finish.
You did great.
Through my mind. And what I really like to add is I try to personalize it and I try to story tell through my items. So like for summer, we have the ice cream truck that I came up with, and instead of just putting it in a box, what does
Right.
ice cream come in? A box truck. So
Correct.
the packaging is really what I try to
And are the
tell
flavors
stories.
ice cream flavors?
Absolutely they are. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So it matches.
Of course.
So besides lip gloss, what else are we in store for?
So I've been doing lip gloss for years now, and then just last year I finally branched into skincare, and that was actually through my customers. They have loved my lip gloss so much and the benefits it has for their lips that they were like, I wish I could have this for my whole body. So I spent, again, over a year researching and developing a formula that I would love and I thought they would like, and it was good for sensitive skin. And that's when I launched my lotions. And it was hard to come up with the packaging to make something so large blend well with my products that are so tiny. And so that's where I came up with the packaging, and the bows tie it in really cute. But all of our products are vegan and cruelty-free as well. So I feel as though there's a lack in the market, especially for skincare that is like vegan and cruelty-free. So that was a big number for me as well, to make sure everything aligned.
I love that you're a champion for that. I
Thank
really
you.
do. And now you're a college student as well. You know, and somebody that is a successful entrepreneur, they might say, well, I don't need to go to college. I'm already running a successful business. What was your why for deciding to go to college?
I don't want to say I wasn't fully committed to my business,
Okay.
but there's always in the back of the mind of every entrepreneur, what if this doesn't work? Like, what am I going to do? So I wanted to go to school, but I was wholeheartedly into cosmetics, and beauty school shows you how to apply cosmetics, not make them and produce them. College is where you get that business aspect, and I think that's what really sent my business to the next level, because I can make the products and I have a passion for the products, but going to school for business shows me how to actually turn it into a business and do the filings and all the boring stuff of the business, what you need to know how to do.
It's important so that you can have longevity.
Yeah, you need
right?
to know how to do
You
it,
need to
yeah.
know how to do that.
Yeah.
And also as you onboard like employees through the years, or as you're picking up either, you know, other big outlets and things of that nature, how can people get your product now? What's the best way? That we
Right
can send
now-
them to your website?
Yeah, I have my own website. It is Shop Gia Taylor. It's the same as all of our social medias, and we are also part of TikTok Shop. I'm very happy to be partnered with
Congrats
them.
for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are also in a few small stores throughout the country, really. I ship them to all sorts of small stores, so if there's any small business owners who are interested in having our product in their store, they can reach out. Yeah.
Who wouldn't want this?
Yeah.
It's great. It's eye-catching.
Right.
The products are lovely. They're fun. This little product right here, tell me about this one.
So that one is
the story behind it.
So that was actually one, again, where I bring the personalization into my products, is when I got engaged last August. That was one that I made as a celebration for that. And I just brought that here to show the personalization through it, how it connects to me as the owner. Of course, anybody would love that, but I like to bring the personality through
And it's
to
also
it.
they're collectible.
Right,
They're
absolutely.
collectible
Yeah, you don't see
packaging.
that in any
No.
store, really. Yes.
Congratulations, Gia
Thank
Taylor.
you.
Gia Taylor.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for being here, and congratulations on your early success, because I know that it's going to have a brand that's going to have much, much, much longevity for you. So it's kind of cool to sit across from you today. I'm really happy that you're here.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned for more. This is such a fun day. We hope that you can feel this enthusiasm. And these are great, seriously great gifts. If you're looking for something, somebody that's got like a little flair, a little personality, Gia Taylor, this is the way to go. Be well. Up next, we talk about how plants have purpose. Joining us now are Letty and Christine, and we're going to be talking about their collaboration about how plants have purpose. Welcome to the show. How are you both?
Good morning.
So we're going to start with you. What is the Winters Foundation?
So the Winters Center for Autism was started by our lead founder, Joe Winters, and his wife, Michelle, to really address the excessive unemployment rates for young adults with autism, which are up to about 85%. inspired by their son, Sean Winters. We're located in West Babylon, and we do job training for adults with autism across a variety of different areas, including clerical, food service, auto detailing, janitorial, and most recently, garden and horticulture.
Okay, which is where you come in, Letty. So what is Plant Up?
So Plant Up is an organization that was founded with the idea of that plants have purpose. So we go into nonprofits like Winters, we go into schools, we teach STEM, we teach entrepreneurship, as well as workforce development.
Amazing. So workforce development is this particular program, right, at Winters Center for Autism. And how did this collaboration begin? Like, how did you partner up?
It was really
Very
the right place at the right
Okay.
time. I had heard about Winters and I wanted to take a tour and see what it was all about. And Chris had just said, we are getting a greenhouse and I don't know what to do with it. And I said,
goodness.
I know what you can do with it. Let's fill it with these vertical gardens. It'll be so much easier than outdoor gardening or any kind of soil gardening. And we did. And it just started there, correct?
It's the term
Yes.
called aeroponic. Is that what it's called? Okay, so I guess let's go talk about the technology first.
Sure.
Okay.
So the beauty of this, it's vertical. So we're going vertically up. So we're using 90% less space. We can grow 28 plants in 30 inches of space. We're soilless. So our roots are suspended in the air and they get watered on with a timer every 3 minutes on, 45 off, 24 hours a day. And the beauty is that we're using 98% less water. So for us, the sustainability piece of it is super powerful.
Lovely. And Christine, how long have you been there? How long have you been working with Winters?
I've been with the Winter Center for just over 5 years. We opened our doors 3 years ago this July. And what we've seen is Long Island is a farming community. So we also work with businesses to create employment opportunities for young adults on the autism spectrum. It's a great pipeline of talent. And in working with Letty and Plant Up, we've been able to hire young adults to work in our greenhouse. So they're getting a paycheck every week, but it's also inspired businesses to adopt towers. So they're actually supporting hiring for a higher purpose. And this has also resulted in young adults working throughout the farming industry, seasonal departments, and it really has just helped us to help them achieve that sense of purpose and fulfillment.
Speaking of fulfillment, I always find it's very fulfilling when you plant something and you get to watch it grow. It's like, it's therapy for me. I love live plants. I have a violet that's at my house that a guest had given me and I'm able to still keep it alive. And I actually have an orchid that I'm actually still keeping alive that I got for Mother's Day, right? So I guess that's all part of it too, right? So it's a community coming together, working on these aeroponics. Restaurants are able to adopt a tower, right?
Yes,
and so
yes.
it's just it's a win. I don't see any downside to this entirely at all. It's fabulous. Right? What has the result been? Like, what are people saying about this?
So it's just been incredible. I think having young adults doing this, what we've seen is it's also increased the palate for people who maybe had food sensitivity or food issues, which is pretty common in autism. But what's also happened is we've been able to connect with other nonprofits, other businesses, and now there's a model for them to come with Letty to see, to really be inspired. And it brings together the community, and it actually also provides just this locally sourced nourishment to our local food pantries.
Lovely. That is so important. Now, speaking of food, these are edible, right? So what
Yes.
what are we growing here? And I think you brought me a beverage and also a cupcake. I know that the cupcake didn't grow on that.
We're not growing beverages or cupcakes,
Right.
but what we are doing is within the Winter Center has a greenhouse, which is beautiful, and they're growing edible flowers to decorate. We're partnering with local bakeries to decorate cupcakes, as you see here. And in the back, we have a mocktail, could be a cocktail, your
Okay.
choice. And we put just a little sprig of fresh grown mint.
Oh, my
that
goodness.
It smells amazing because anything fresh grown, picked right off the vine is going to just be so much
that's
more
so
aromatic.
lovely.
Yes.
Okay.
And there you have a cupcake.
Pretty.
And decorated with different flowers. We have violas, we have pansies, and nasturtium that grow throughout the the greenhouse, yeah.
You don't know this, but we celebrate a lot of June birthdays around here. So we're recording this. I just turned 60 on June 3rd. So happy birthday. Happy birthday to all the Geminis and all the June birthdays here on the set today. But this is lovely. So thank you so much. So the way to get involved is what? Reach out to Winters?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can go to our website at winterscenterforautism.com. You go to programs and services, and it's Project Seed, and we'll get you connected.
Project Seed. That's what we need to know. Okay, thank you both so much. I hope you both come back in. And I don't know, this looks like great. I might have to adopt a tower myself.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more. We've been living it up. We love this. We love when businesses help nonprofits. They both grow together. And I meant that in a punny kind of way. Be well. Joining us now are Leslie and Michael, and they are with Sweet Lilies, and we're going to be talking about droodles. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
So you guys are a mother-son team?
Yes.
Okay, how did droodles begin?
It all started with our Great Dane, Lily. We got her over 12 years ago, and unfortunately we lost her in January. But we were really blessed to have her for almost 12 years. And when we brought Lily home, of course, a Great Dane, she's a diva, and she had struggles and problems with everything she ate, between gut issues and diarrhea and throwing up. Nothing seemed to work with her. And I ended up throwing away so much product, and also giving it away, that it just became really frustrating. So I'm an avid cook. I love to do it. And so I decided that I was going to come up with a product that she could eat, and that, more importantly, I could trust and know exactly what the ingredients were. So I started out, I bought a little dehydrator and started playing with some different products that are all chicken-based, and whatever Lily liked, I would infuse it with the chicken to see if she'd eat it. And as time went on, it was pretty much the only treat she would eat. And we started testing it with friends and giving it out at parks. And the more and more we started engaging with our neighbors and stuff, people started to encourage us to take this to the market. So we did a couple shows, and we gave some of our product away. We got incredible response. People were so excited to have something that is so all natural. We take pride in our product.
So Michael, it's 100% whole food, correct? So it doesn't have grain. What does it have? It doesn't have spices, no preservatives. What is it made of? Chicken? And what else?
Oh yeah, we use the best chicken you could possibly buy. It's not pumped with saline. We trim all the fat by hand. It is by far the best, cleanest chicken you could possibly use. And we infuse different fruits and vegetables in with that chicken, specifically based on what the fruits and vegetables do to the gut and the stomach.
Got it. Now, Sweet Lilies, Leslie and Michael, Sweet Lilies, right? Mother-son team, right? So Michael, your mom's cooking must be pretty good, right? And now you've created this whole new brand of droodles.
Oh yeah, I never complain.
Where has the journey taken you, Leslie, in terms of this product? What has been happening with droodles?
I'd like to share a story with you from the very beginning, and this is kind of where it's directed us, is when we developed this product and we came up with this concept and idea, our whole focus was we wanted healthier dogs. We wanted to make sure that we had something that people could trust and would feel good about. And when we very first started up, we participated in a Halloween event, and we donated a case of our product. The winner was a beautiful Bernese Mountain Dog named Charlie, and he was just adorable. And after he took home the treats and this and that, within about a day or two, we received the sweetest email I could have ever had. Literally made me cry. And they thanked us for coming up with a product that was so pure and so natural that Charlie, who struggled with IBS and just, it was so difficult to get him to eat anything. They found that our product actually stimulated his appetite so that he would eat and that he would be able to take his medications and pills. And that just touched our hearts in a way that we just knew we were doing the right thing. And over the course of the years, we have so many testimonials, so many different stories, especially about dogs who are going through chemo. Dogs who are struggling with lymphoma and leukemia. When they're going through these treatments, they don't want to eat. They're so sick, but they have to be able to get the medications in to help offset what the chemo is doing to their body. And we have found that our product stimulates their appetite enough that they do want to eat. And so we're partnering with an organization called Toby's Canine Cancer Awareness. And we're going to try and push this out and help dogs out there that just need to be able to eat. It's all about them. It's all about how we can help them. And if we can help the dogs, their parents are going to be so much better off too, because they're going to feel confident about, one, what they're eating, and also that our product is helping them get through one of the toughest times in their life.
So Sweet Lily's Droodles, where are they available? How can we get the product into our pet parents' hands?
Great question. You can find us online at sweet-lilies.com. And we're also right now currently in about 120 retailers across Washington State, Idaho, and also into California. Instagram is a great place too. And that is Sweet Lilies 9.
Okay, I have a really crazy question. They look so good. Have you guys tried them?
Oh, they're delicious. Yeah,
Yes.
they're amazing.
Funny story is when we started this, Donna, I made my husband be the guinea pig. And I told him that before I give anything to my dog, you have to eat it first.
Well, there you go.
He was my taste tester.
I love this story. I love the product. I'm so happy to meet both of you. And I love what you're doing to, help other pet parents and help other dogs just live a beautiful and more healthful life. We actually have a pet shelter here, and you were kind enough to send us a box of your Droodles. And I just wanted to let you know that they are going to go to a really good home. So thank you so much for all you do. Yeah, really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate your generosity as a company and all that you're doing for your community to help your community flourish. So thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Thank you very much for the time. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Sweet Lily's. There you go. Sweet Lily's dog treats, you guys. They're all natural, really fun flavors. And they're based out of Seattle, Washington, which is also one of our cities where our show airs. So Seattle, this is for you. And coast to coast, seems like a great product. Check it out. This is Donna Drake. Happy journeys.
Take my hand, come with me, and we'll find better ways to be something much more. Live it up, live it up, live it up now.
Thanks for watching Live It Up. You can visit us at liveituptvshow.com.